Ringo got a drum.
Although Paul McCartney has long lauded Ringo Starr's drumming prowess, he didn't always believe Starr had self-confidence. Press jokes about Starr were common, with one persistent story claiming that John Lennon didn't even think Starr was the Beatles' best drummer. At some point, McCartney explained why he believed Starr was overly confident in his skills. Numerous other drummers and members of the Beatles have talked about Starr's talent for years. However, McCartney felt Starr was skeptical of his ability since he avoided drum solos. In the Beatles anthology, McCartney stated, "I think Ringo was always paranoid that he wasn't a great drummer because he never used to solo. He detested those individuals who would never stop hammering away while the band took a break to have a cup of tea or whatever." Since the Beatles act never featured a drum solo until Abbey Road, other drummers would argue that, despite their admiration for Ringo's technique, he wasn't a particularly skilled drummer. McCartney acknowledged that more could have been done by the other Beatles to stop these kinds of discussions. McCartney did not believe that Starr's dislike of doing solos diminished his ability as a drummer. According to McCartney, "I think his feel and soul and the way he was rock solid with his tempo was a great attribute. I often tell people that they're really blessed if they can walk away from a drummer and turn their back on him. You could walk away from him at any point because there was always a nice, steady cadence coming from behind you. In the end, rock and roll is really about sound and feel." We therefore had to tell him at the moment that we thought he was fantastic. McCartney claimed that despite their efforts to comfort Starr, he didn't always feel valued by his fellow musicians. Starr even quit the band during the White Album recording sessions. "I left because I felt like I wasn't playing well, and I felt like an outsider, and the other three were really happy," Starr remarked. "I went to see John, who had been living in my apartment in Montague Square with Yoko ever since he moved out of Kenwood," she continued. "I declared, 'I'm leaving the group because you three are so close and I'm not playing well, and I feel unloved and out of it.' John remarked, 'I assumed it was the three of you.' Trying to unwind, Starr brought his family on a vacation to Sardinia, where he became frustrated. The other Beatles wanted Starr back, so they carried on working on the record without him. They thanked him in a telegram that they sent him. 'You're the world's greatest rock and roll drummer,' I received a telegram proclaiming. 'We love you, come on home,' stated Starr. And so I returned. Every one of us needed a small jolt. Although they had always valued Starr, McCartney claimed they hadn't done enough to express it. They made an effort to make up for this when he came back. 'You live your life without ever pausing to consider, hey, you know what? I think you're fantastic. It's not common to declare your love for your favorite drummer.' We told Ringo, 'Look, man, you are the best drummer in the world for us,' after he quit because he felt uneasy. That's still my opinion. He expressed gratitude, and I believe it made him happy to hear it. We welcomed him back to the studio with a huge celebration and millions of flowers. Starr claimed that this made him feel much happier.